Obama's hiding the real unemployment situation. That's what we'll talk about today at lunch. Obama is trumpeting, believe it or not, that there's only 8.3% unemployment after it had peaked at about 9.7 earlier in his term. Only 8.3, used to be 4 or 5. But it's not 8.3. If you had the same number of people looking for work and in the labor force today as you did when Obama took office, it would be 11%. What's happened is that he hasn't expanded the number of jobs. We've had 6 million fewer net jobs than when he took office. He lost 8 million, regained 2, 6 million fewer. The reason the unemployment rate isn't higher is that a whole lot of people have given up, left the labor force or taken really part-time jobs. But if you forget the part-time jobs, just those who've left the labor force, we'd have an 11% unemployment rate. And if you added in those who've taken part-time jobs or bad-paying jobs after they lost good ones, you're talking about the high teens and the low 20s. And there's another factor that's worth focusing on. They seasonally adjust these unemployment rates. And what that means is that because about 20% of the unemployment is in the construction industry, they assume when the winter months come that it's too cold to work outside. And the result is that they anticipate a certain shrinkage in construction jobs and they adjust for it and count jobs that don't exist because they figure when the warm weather returns, those jobs will suddenly exist. Well, guess what? It could be frying outside and those jobs still won't exist. The number of homes under construction in the United States, which was running at 2 million a year for the last decade, is now at 600,000. In August, these jobs aren't there. So what's happening is that in January, February, and March, and a little bit of April, they artificially inflate the number of people who are working to adjust for those construction workers who are really out of work because Obama has destroyed the industry, but they're pretending that they're out of work, or the administration is pretending they're out of work because the weather got too cold outside. The most accurate measurement of unemployment for me is the Gallup poll, which is a statistically valid sample of the country. Look, Gallup is able to predict presidential races within 0.1%, and they've been virtually flawless since 1948 in doing so. So why wouldn't you look to them to find out what the unemployment rate is? They say that the real unemployment rate was 8.5 last month, the month before last, and last month was 9.1, that it's gone up by 0.6%, and that it's been rising steadily since the first of the year. So what's going to happen is that, fortunately, in the spring, these seasonal adjustments will catch up with Obama, and all of a sudden he's going to find that instead of dropping, the unemployment rate at worst remains the same and perhaps actually increases because these seasonal adjustments stop. Thank goodness the public isn't buying it anymore. When the first talk of economic recovery hit, Obama's approval rating jumped up to 51%. Now it's back down to 43%. And as I said in yesterday's video, he is now 6 points behind Romney, 48 to 42. You know my theory that the undecided vote always goes against the incumbent. Well, in this case, I believe that it means that Obama would lose this election right now by 15 or 16 points. That's a Walter Mondale type wipeout. So, thanks for watching.